And what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Cardano analysis video. I have Sean with me today. Sean, say hi.
Good morning, guys.
Beautiful. It is indeed an amazing morning today, and well, ADA has ripped, and now it's looking really good. We have been talking about ADA now in quite a few of our live streams, right, Sean?
Yeah, a lot of questions been asked on ADA too, so a lot of interest in Cardano.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the ADA USDT chart and then move on to ADA BTC, because like I've been mentioning now for some time, I do believe that the bullish picture, if there's any picture, irrespective of what side, bullish or bearish, I do believe it's the USDT charts that are printing it. Sean, what are your thoughts on that?
Depends. I don't. So I do like to look at the USD charts depending on the conditions of the market. Now, currently, Bitcoin is making moves, Krisha. So my goal is it gets a little bit tricky right now. It really depends on whether we are going to say, all right, we are in a bull market even when pertaining to altcoins. In that case, it gets a little bit more difficult. You and I had a conversation on this, I think around 6 months ago, touched on it again yesterday. So we'll iron out those details a little bit more before we discuss that, or rather get into a deep conversation of that, because that is a longer conversation. But brief story, if Bitcoin is going up and your goal is to collect Bitcoin, okay, Bitcoin for the long term, I'm talking about 10 years from now too, then you do want to keep an eye on the Bitcoin pairing every time Bitcoin is making moves, because hey, you don't want to be looking at the USD pairing, even though it's bullish, but it may be underperforming against the Bitcoin pairing. And in that case, you're just better off just staying in Bitcoin, right? Like, why do more work when you don't have to? That's not the Mango way. If you can avoid work, you avoid work. And trade management does get tiring.
Yeah. Okay, I see your point in this. I'm looking at it more of a, the market cycle part, the bullish versus bearish, which sort of market cycle are we currently in? But anyways, I think we'll leave that for one of our live streams and maybe, flesh that out a little more. Let's get into the charts right now. I'm actually going to pan on over to the weekly time frame. I want to see if I have all my horizontals in. Now, Sean, I'm currently on ADA USDT. Okay, so I'm on ADA USDT and I do have my horizontals in. Wow, I not only have my horizontals in, I have my measured moves too. Leave that up to me.
Prepared, guys.
I know. But okay, so I mean, the picture really on those high time frames hasn't really changed much, right? On the weekly time frame for ADA USDT, I've been mentioning this W-like formation that I have been looking at. Sean, I think we also spoke about this in one of our duo videos.
Yes.
Right, so the measured move actually takes ADA all the way up to, let's do this, 16 cents.
Yep.
Like
and
that
we
is
do have weekly resistance right over there around 17 cents.
Exactly. So that's what makes it beautiful, right? That's what makes it, when you see that confluence, you're like, there's like some sort of symmetry to all of this. But okay, so it's looking good in this sort of picture right now. But what is to note here is that this pattern, guys, only comes alive after the break. Okay, and this region right here at around 9 cents marks the neckline. I'll be looking for a clean break over that region to actually see upward continuation. Now, Sean, do you see anything else on this weekly chart that you may want to go over?
Okay, so there are 2 ways, or rather 3 ways, to be looking at this potential trade opportunity towards the upside. You could be looking to position yourself earlier on the lower time frames, perhaps the 12-hour or the daily, on a candle close above that 8-cent mark, so more like 0.086, right, to be more accurate. So that's one way to do it. But now the ultra safe way is to go ahead and mark a zone between 9 cents and 10.5 cents and say, like, hey, you know what? I am going to be entering only after we take out that entire weekly zone, because Krisha, that's how I'm looking at it. There's an entire region of weekly resistance.
Yeah.
Now, am I saying that we're not going to just pulverize right through it? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if you want to, I'm offering the cautious approach too for those who are interested, because there are multiple ways to trade, guys. Multiple ways. Remember that. And hey, being a buyer above 10.5 cents is there's no shame at all because it's clear skies. I don't say clear skies, rather it is a quick trade all the way to around 17 cents. You may see a pit stop at around 13 cents, but hey, 10 cents to 17 cents, that is a nice trade that I'd be loving to take of 60% towards the upside.
Yeah.
And a coin like Cardano, where I can actually find nice liquidity when especially in this current market condition, these current market conditions, I'm willing to take a nice position on that, and I like the surer trades when I'm taking a nice thick position.
Yeah, I see it now. I'm kind of looking at the range that you just spotted out. I actually have it zoned out on my chart, and I think you're right in that. You're better off waiting on that extra confirmation. Basically confirming that we've cleared all these points of resistance before taking the trade, because at the end you'd rather just give up on that few percent gain, okay, just to make sure that it's a higher probability trade.
Yes.
Right? You have a better chance to you stand a better chance to win this trade. Now let's actually get onto the lower time frames and see what's happening there, because I do believe that ADA is, it's a beautiful chart right now. Like, it is absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Let's actually get on to the 2-day time frame. Now, Sean, this is what I was looking for on the 2-day time frame. I was looking for price to take out that resistance at around 9 cents. Mm-hmm. And as you can see, we're sort of trying to get back up there.
Yep.
Right? So I think really confirming a 2-day candle over that
would be
could solidify a more bullish stance for Cardano. Overall, I'm also looking at a potential bull flag. Now, this is a lot more visible on, I believe, the daily time frame. Is there anything that you see on the 2-day time frame that you want to go over?
No, not really. No, I think
right.
The major region was what you already covered, which is around 9 cents.
Yeah,
0.89 to be a little bit more exact. A 2-day candle close about there would be a good way to get a position in and position yourself for that 10.5 cent mark if we get there.
Yeah, and I want you to notice how the cloud has actually turned green on the 2-day time frame, and not just that, we managed to take back the 10 simple moving average. We were actually living underneath the 10 for 1, 2, 3, 4 2-day candles.
Oof.
Right, and we managed to take that out on that last 2-day, and now we're currently holding it as support, and we are bouncing off of it as we speak. Now, this is where the magic is happening. It's on that daily time frame. If you go onto that time frame, Sean, you're looking at a beautiful symmetrical triangle / bull flag formation. Tell me if you see it.
Yep, I do.
Right, and this is what we were talking about. This is what we were looking at.
Yep.
And I think we have a break. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it does. That's why I suggested, or rather propose, that there are multiple ways to play this, because on the lower time frames, and by lower, I'm talking about the daily time frame, there is a trade, or rather a setup where you can start positioning for that big move towards the upside. And this is it right over here.
Yeah.
Right. We have started the early signs of a potential trend towards the upside, or rather trend continuation. So it's looking good.
I think
resistance overhead still, so got to be a little bit more cautious on this one.
So this is what I was thinking, and this is why I like starting off with those higher time frames. Now, you may have a different take on this. If you do, let me know. But I like sort of drilling down onto the lower time frames, because if there are patterns such as these actually playing out, and if these patterns have that break, okay, in Cardano's case, we do have a break on this chart, and we see continuation to the upside, meeting those measured moves, and if the measured moves sits above some of those major resistances that we were looking at on the weekly time frame, that's all like cascading and cascading effects onto each other, and that's what makes it all magic.
Yep, I agree, completely agree with you there.
Right,
and these measured moves do actually play out on these cryptocurrency markets, so it's definitely worth taking the trade and entering if you do it well, if you do it with the proper risk management, and you have your invalidation thesis set in stone, because it can get dangerous.
Yeah. So, but right now, for just the symmetrical triangle, I'm looking at a measured move of 10 cents. If you want to be super exact, that's 0.1023. Right, so we're getting, at least we're covering quite a few points of resistance there, with the max being at 10 cents, 107 cents. But it's a good picture so far. We have a break, we have a retest of the triangle, and we're seeing upward continuation.
Indeed, yep.
Right. Is there anything else that you want to cover on this chart? Because I know you are eagerly waiting on Cardano BTC.
So, well, no. If you were playing Cardano on the USD pairing and were looking, if you guys insist, rather, that's what I'm looking for. If you guys insist on looking at the lower timeframes, I suggest, at least for those of you who have access to the Mango Vine, take a look at the 12-hour Mango Vine. Make sure you keep your eye on it because it's been literally nailing the 12-hour along with the 4-hour Mango Vine with many altcoins. That's the only time I look at the lower time frames when making big decisions is when I have the 12-hour or 4-hour Mango Vine open, because it's really allowing you to position yourself for the higher time frames, right? Because the way it's set up is it gives you those really, really good buy opportunities. And if you guys have been looking at the 12-hour wine on Cardano, as well as the 4-hour for even your exits for that matter, you would have positioned yourself for this entire symmetrical triangle that Krish has been talking about, and now you've been sitting pretty for the break to the upside. So be a little bit more cautious and make sure that if you are playing the lower time frames, guys, it is with a high probability play backing you up, okay? Because when you are playing the lower time frames, and the reason I'm mentioning this is because I've been getting a lot of questions with people showing me charts on the lower time frames, right? The probability is already against you, right? The odds are already kind of stacked against you. There's so many things that may go against you on in the shorter term. So make sure that the setup looks that much better for you if you want to take the trade on the lower time frame.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We can talk about
the Vine has been the Vine has been absolute magic. It's been my guide for all my trades. So
Krisha's been using it more than me
aggressively, especially on the altcoins. Been having a lot of fun making a lot. Okay, so now let's move on to Cardano BTC and see what it is doing there. And look at that freaking, I still have the Vine on, Sean. It gave you the perfect, it basically told you when the trend was basically coming to a halt briefly. Right? We have that warning signal there. It was so beautiful, and whoever caught it, brilliant freaking job. But once again, Sean, let's actually get on to, let's start off with the weekly time frame, see where we are relative to those weekly horizontals. Now,
so this is the one I'm looking at. This is the pairing that I am really excited about, because look at that weekly time frame, Krisha. Bull flagging against a major weekly resistance, and after that, it's like you're looking at some nice targets to the upside. I'll be looking at an initial target, Krisha, all the way up to. So if we do break, let's take it one step at a time. We're bull flagging against a major resistance level at 900 Satoshi. Okay, this was that major level that we talked about, which is also a monthly resistance level that we were targeting when we took our initial trade all the way down from around 600 Satoshi, right? Well, we smacked up against it. We spent 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks now consolidating against it, putting in a nice bull flag like formation. And hey, if we do break this towards the upside, a measured move can be drawn. Let's go ahead and first draw that measured move. I'm getting somewhere around, just does line up really, really well with the horizontal at around 1200 Satoshi, right? So
you're looking at the measurement for the bull flag, right?
Yeah, the entire bull flag.
Yeah, so that's this region right here, guys, on my chart. I've already sort of plotted it out. But yeah, it's this region right here.
It's a lot of confluence. This chart is looking good. Like, this reminds me a lot of the play that we took when we started this run, right? When we broke out of that consolidation formation underneath the 619 level, 619 Satoshi. We had a major weekly level consolidating against it, and we were able to take our trade on the lower time frames. Now, could we have something similar set up over here?
Yeah. I mean, it's, man, it's a bullish chart. I actually was not expecting, I was looking, so I see the level that you're looking at the 900 sat region, right? But initially I was looking at the region at around 855 sats. If you zoom out and you sort of plot a line there, you'll notice that that too was, that was weekly resistance that we had. And we've been like pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? It's been pretty choppy along that point of resistance. Well, we took it out, we lost it, and it appears that we're taking it out again. Now, I do believe that this level is also pretty important on the 2-day time frame.
Well, the thing is, Krisha, if you do remember back when we were trading this chart, we were looking at 850, yes, but it was Trader Fraser, Vinny, who pointed out to us that, hey, that 900 Satoshi level is going to be more important. And that's when I switched and started looking at that 900 level, because it was a monthly, it lined up with the 950 level too, right? So I was like, all right, that level is going to have more priority for me. So, hey, and this is another thing that I do want to point out to all of you viewers out there. Every now and then we are going to miss something, so don't hesitate to point it out, because I'm completely willing to look at it and be like, hey, you know what, you're right, man. I missed that, thank you, I'm going to switch my opinion, because our job is not to be right. Remember, guys, our job is not to be right. Our job is to make money. Okay, always remember that. Check your ego at the door, and always prioritize increasing your PNL, and don't make it about being right, because it is disastrous. It is very disastrous.
Amen. Okay. Well said, Sean. Well said.
So that's pretty much it, Krisha. We have a daily, pretty much daily consolidation too, like a W-ish like formation. I don't know. You guys can call it a cup and handle. Call it what you want. I just like the structure. We're putting in higher lows.
It's a bull flag. It's a clear bull flag even on the daily time frame, right?
Pattern Queen called it a bull flag. I'll go with it.
It's guys, the structure is bullish. I do believe that Cardano BTC is going to rip up from here, at least with the current picture. It is a bullish picture. If this really has to change, if Cardano has to take a bearish turn, Sean, what are you going to be looking for?
Ooh, that's a good question, actually, and we should be addressing that. So, on the Bitcoin pairing, if we start closing candles underneath that 808 Satoshi level, that's going to be the first big sign, because look at that wick candle, the long bull candle that we have on the daily time frame. That was pretty bullish. Okay, that set the tone essentially for this move, this consolidation, bullish consolidation towards the weekly and monthly resistance. And by the way, we are closing a monthly too, Krisha. So yes, wow. Big moves, potential big moves for Cardano up ahead. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, now that candle close becomes very, very important. That wick at around 698 Satoshi-ish also becomes really important. But you can get an early sign as soon as we close a candle underneath 810. This bullish consolidation would have broken down to the downside. So remember, even though something is labeled as a bullish or bearish pattern, doesn't mean it needs to break in that direction, guys. It could break the other way. So be careful with that.
All right, guys. And you guys have our input on this. With this, Sean, is there anything else that you want to add?
Nope, that's pretty much it.
Beautiful. All right. With this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way, guys. Ciao.
Ciao.